What's going
What
on,
up? What
man?
up? What's the deal?
We're about to start. I just got to get this into a couple Facebook groups.
Okay. I've never used. So is this actually through Facebook, like Facebook Live?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Okay, good deal. I've never used Facebook Live.
I didn't start using it until I started seeing Pace use it.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go live on. Are you on your computer or are you on your phone?
I'm on my computer.
Okay. Let me go live on my Instagram. I'm gonna go live on. Are you on your computer?
We may be getting some feedback though.
Okay. Let me go live on my Instagram.
Where's that noise coming from?
Well, let me mute this.
All right, we good, bro?
We're good. Cool.
Awesome, dude. So this is my friend Dom. Could you introduce yourself, Dom?
What's going on? Dominique Allan, 26-year-old investor, wholesaler here in Houston, Texas. It's weird, bro. Like, what all do you want to know, man?
I mean, let's start off, bro, like how you got started into real estate. Well, what did you do before that? Like, what was your job?
So, what I was doing before real estate, I was actually a longshoreman down at the Port of Houston. So, I don't know if you're too familiar with that, but basically, what we did was like anything that gets imported into the country, everything that gets imported, outported from like literally huge containers, cars, everything, anything you think of, what we would do. We would be on the ships making sure that everything that's supposed to come in gets here and goes to where it's supposed to go, and everything that's supposed to leave gets to where it's supposed to go as well. So I did that for 4 years, and it was brutal. Like, bro, it was times like where like you would be out there 2-3 days straight, and you wouldn't come home just because it was just that grind. So we would have, it was basically 7-hour shifts, or you would work in increments of 7 hours, and then you would have an hour break, and then you come back, and then you do 7 more hours, and then you have an hour break, and then you come back 7 hours. So that was literally how it worked. Everything was nonstop. So it'd be 24 hours down there just running. And from being, I mean, it was a cool job because it was something different. Um, I met a lot of really good people out there, and I'm thankful for that experience because a lot of the stuff that I learned out there, I was one of the younger ones out there when I first came out there. So everybody that was there had something to teach me. Everybody was older. They had, all this different life stuff to give me lessons and this and that. And I would always just spend a lot of time trying to think of how can I not do this forever? Like, what else can I do? Um, and I'd be out there on YouTube looking up stuff. I'd be on Google trying to figure out different ways. I was looking in like cryptocurrency and all this different stuff, how I could get away from that. And then one time I got on my YouTube, and it's crazy because this girl that I know, she had just told me, she was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about doing real estate?" Never thought about it ever. Nobody in my family has, like, they're not really like entrepreneurs. They don't really know much about real estate or anything like that. So when she brought that up, I just kind of like brushed it off a little bit. Like, I thought about it, but kind of brushed it off. I go home, get on YouTube, and the first video that's on my like on my recommended, it was like 22-year-old millionaire, and I just happened to click on the video, and it was this guy named Igor, and I think he's out there. I don't know exactly where, but I thought he was in Cali. I'm not sure on that, but he was saying, like, he never said the word wholesaling in that whole little interview, and he's not like a millionaire, like he has a million liquid cash, but like in assets and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So as he was breaking down what he was doing, I'm just trying to figure out like what is like I don't understand what is he, you know, like what is he doing? But I watched that whole interview and it stuck in my mind. 2 days later, I go back and watch the interview again, and I start going through the comments, and somebody said the word wholesale. When they said the word wholesale, I was down the rabbit hole from there. Like literally, I just started researching what is wholesale. And I'm seeing people kind of breaking down what it is. I found Sean Terry, Max Maxwell. I found him on YouTube and literally became obsessed with it. Like everything from there, I just got obsessed with the whole business. Like just okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? I was watching it at work. I was taking like how it works down there at the ship channel. You can not take a job. So like we were on call 24/7. So they can call me at any time and just be like, hey, we got this job here, da 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 da. And it could like literally I would have to stop what I'm doing and everybody to have a bag ready, like a bag that you might keep in your trunk or something with all your clothes in there and like just stuff for it because you know that you could probably be there for a few days. So they like I was getting calls and I'm like calling them off. No, I'll come on the next one. I'll get on the next one. I'm doing that. I'm going out jobbing for dollars, this and that. And literally, how I even got my first deal, I never would have found that house if I didn't take off of that job that day. So I took off of that job and I went driving for dollars. Got a huge list of properties. Matter of fact, I'm leaving something out. I actually after I found out about wholesaling, I went and I typed on Google and I found like a little seminar right in my area. Just so happened to be the very next day from when I found out about it. So I got my girlfriend and I got one of my closest friends. We all went to it. It was literally just us in there. We were the only 3 people in there. And the guys, he's up there like telling us all this stuff, like breaking down wholesaling. But he had it, he had a whole pitch together and it sounded real good. And to them, they kind of thought it was scammy at first. So it was one of those things where like I'm thinking in my head, like I'm getting excited and I'm thinking that they're just as excited as well. We walk out. And so they're looking like, yeah. So I can't I can't believe that guy in there. And then I'm thinking, oh damn, I'm ready to sign up. So that was literally that. And then like once I started like really like they saw that I was really serious about it, that's when they start like taking it serious as well. So that same friend, we actually started doing it together. Like we started doing like driving for dollars and all that stuff. I didn't even have the money to sign up for the thing. So I went and took out, it was $1,500. Took out $1,500 loan and paid for that to sign up for the course.
Bet on yourself, man.
Right.
You got to bet on yourself.
So I paid the $1,500. I got started. I went through all of the little classes that they had. And these guys, it didn't take me long to figure out what exactly they were doing. Basically, what they were doing were training us to be bird dogs for them. So we paid them. And I mean, I'm thankful for that as well, because it did teach me. I feel like it taught me what I needed to know to move to the next stage. Like everything was like lined up perfectly. Like this taught me this. I learned these skills from over here. And then this taught me this. So then from there, once I realized exactly what they were doing, because if we say we found a deal, they wanted us to do everything, go driving for dollars, find these properties. We spend all our money to like market to them. They had us doing direct mail. I wouldn't suggest direct mail to anybody just starting out because like you're gonna,
It's too much. You can't afford it to like break through.
Exactly. Like, so I wouldn't suggest direct mail to anybody. And these guys were new. They were coming from Phoenix, so they were new to this market. But they knew that we knew where the right houses were, the type of houses that we were looking for. So they would send. But now these were a little bit like rougher areas. So they didn't want to go to those areas, but they know that we would. So, man, I'm coming to the classes like literally. I can tell that I'm the one that's in there really taking it serious. I come in. I got a long list of all these properties I found. Everybody else is kind of in there just like, and literally it was like probably like 4 other people in there, and they're saying stuff. I'm answering the questions and stuff like that. So I was really taking it serious. And after a while, because if say we found a deal, we would get 20% of the deal. They would, then I didn't realize that they were the ones, like either they would wholesale it or they would do the flip themselves. So like say we got a $10,000 deal, we get 2 grand, they go flip it and everything, do all of that on the back end. But they kept pitching it as in they were like that we didn't know that they were the actual buyers as well. So we're thinking we're wholesaling. We're not getting any buyers. We're not getting any of that stuff. We're just dealing directly with them. So and then they set it up like a network marketing type deal. Like bring in more people. You bring in X amount of people, then you get a bigger spread, or you close this amount of deals and you get this. Or so it was always an incentive to refer more people. Um, then I started realizing like I could probably do this myself. Like I'm already doing all the stuff already as it is. I remember sending out like 200 or 300 like um postcards, like mailers. And I'm like, as I'm sending them out, I'm like this is it right here. This is it. I already know. Like I'm like, all these letters, it's a deal somewhere in here. Like come on, it's a deal here somewhere. And I sent them out. Literally, my parents called me. Hey, all these letters that you sent, they keep showing back up. All of all of them were getting returned. Like all of them, they were like every day they were coming back, coming back. And I just couldn't figure. I'm like, damn, I thought that was it. So man, I just kept hustling. Like when I first started out, bro, I was doing everything. I was door knocking, pre foreclosures. I was driving for dollars. I was trying to do bandit signs. I didn't have like a huge budget or anything like that,
Yeah.
but I was literally like every single day trying to get that first deal. Um, it ended up taking, and this is what's so crazy is that manifestation, because when I first started, I was going around like I was telling everybody like because wholesaling was so new to me. I wanted to tell everybody like, man, look, you can do this. You da da da. I was telling people, bro, I'm gonna make 10,000 my first 2 months. I'm about to do this. I'm about to make 10,000. I was telling everybody. I'm telling coworkers. They're looking like, oh, okay, all right, whatever you say. And I'm telling like my parents. I'm telling family, friends, and all this stuff. And I ended up I didn't make that 10,000 in the first 2 months, but it was kind of one of those things like where God got something bigger for you, because the third month I did almost 3 times that on that first deal. So
There you go.
so it took 2 months to get that first deal. It took another 2 months before it actually closed, but it was a 28K payday. And that same year, I had made 30,000 at my job. And I'm talking about like literally being there, like work, like I was working my ass off at that job for that 30,000. So when I saw that, I'm like, and I quit that job before that deal even closed, which is crazy. Like legit, like when I got the call from the guy, that like, bro, I don't know how deep you want me to get into this, because the story is like it's so funny to me to look back at it. I was literally like, I would be at like, and bro, it's a dangerous job. Like you got like literally in those last 2 years that I was there, 3 people died on the job. 2 of them worked for my same company that I worked for. So like I would be there, and I kept telling my heavy lift operator, I'm like, hey, I'll be right back. I gotta run to the bathroom. I'm taking calls and stuff because I'm getting called from uh the 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 driving for dollars. So the very first deal, I called this lady. I was trying to get in contact with her husband. The house was behind like 12,000 in taxes, um, and she just kind of was blowing it off. She was acting like she didn't know who I was talking about. all of this stuff. She was like, no, I don't know who that is. Nope, I don't. Ended up being her husband. So like, yeah, so like I had left that alone. I didn't even think anything of it. After that, she like maybe a week or so later, the guy calls me while I'm at work. And he's like, hey, my wife told me that somebody called looking for me about a house. So I'm literally in the warehouse, like on the phone. And I'm telling him, like, I just made an offered this guy. I was like, okay, so the house behind 12,000. I was like, I made it to where he could walk away with 20. And he was like, so I would walk away with 20,000. And I was like, yes, you would walk away with 20,000. So I would pay off those taxes, and then you would walk away with 20,000 after that. And he was like, okay. He kind of laughed a little bit. I'm thinking he's laughing like, so I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, great. So let's get it done. Hang up the phone. I didn't hear from this guy for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I called him back. I called and I talked to the wife, and she was like, "Oh yeah, what did you offer?" Told her what I offered. She literally started laughing, and she was like, "Oh, that house is worth way more." Da, da, da. I didn't even run the numbers on that house at all. I just threw out a number. So I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't. And the guy's brother had just passed away, so she was like emotional and all of this stuff. And I was just explaining to her, I don't know any situation until I actually talk to somebody. And she calmed down and all of that. And then I told her, I was like, hey, I went back, I ran the numbers. I apologize. I see that we can offer more. Ended up offering her 70,000. She was like, okay, hold on 1 second. When she said that, it was like, okay, she's interested.
Yeah.
Ended up getting a contract at that. 2 days after that, got the contract after that, and literally everything like that. Once I got the contract, I was like, wow, this is crazy. And so much stuff went wrong with that deal to where I learned so much. That's why it took a whole another 2 months to close it, because everything was going wrong. What's up, Jesse? So like I had wholesale. I'm signing up with buyers. I'm thinking they're buyers. They're other wholesalers. They're trying to wholesale my deal. A whole month goes by. We're supposed to close this deal, and the guys, they called the day of. I haven't heard anything. I called them. They ended up leaving a message because I was mad. I'm thinking we're supposed to be closing on the deal. I was mad because I haven't heard anything. These guys, they end up leaving a voicemail on my phone. They were on three-way. They tried to call me on three-way, and they were old. So they didn't know how to work the three-way. They ended up leaving a 5-minute long message on my phone saying everything. They're like mocking me and stuff. They're like, he's all telling me he's not going to count my pockets. Don't worry about his. And like, I'm literally listening to them talking shit, saying that I could have made 18,000 on this deal and like saying all this stuff. So they ended up losing earnest money on that deal.
Yeah.
They lost $1,000 earnest money on that deal. And
how much, real quick, how much earnest money do you require?
I normally record. Now, back then, it was $1,000. Now I do $3,500.
Right. If it's a bigger assignment fee, I require $5,000, and I will take your shit in a heartbeat. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then like the smaller stuff will go like lower and lower and lower. Acknowledging comments real quick, man. Persistence is key, Joe. Yeah, man. God had a bigger plan for you. Michael Butler's loving this. Our boy Jesse, shout out Batch. And then John says this is fire. Will you add me on IG real quick?
Thomas? You say you're gonna add me on IG?
Yeah, let me. Okay. There we go. Let me adjust this real quick. I don't know if I can join it. That's weird. Let me figure this out. What else we got going on, bro? So you took the earnest money, which is the best thing you could have ever done. And then what else ended up happening?
Yeah, so after that, I ended up selling it to another company, and this company, they had actually, like, when they came in causing issues too. They're a well-known company here in Houston. I don't know if they're in other markets. I think they are, but
Is it New Western?
no comment. But but they came in causing issues too. So I didn't even know, like, I didn't know anything about them at all. But they came in like completely, like, trying to, like, dominate, take over the deal and everything. And I mean, I wouldn't do business with them anymore per se, but they definitely got they got the job done, and
Yeah.
they ended up closing on it. And what I didn't know was that they made an extra 20K on the back end of that as well, that same deal.
And
So
it's a part of the business, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
that's their job. All right. Put my request on IG one more time.
Okay.
One thing that I've run into, bro, we wholesaled a deal to a guy. He ended up just listing it because we wholesaled it to him vacant. He listed it. He made like 25 grand on top of that. We're like, whatever. We got our money. The deal got solved. I didn't think we'd be able to dispo it all.
Right. That's the hold on, let me turn this down. I'll turn it down on here. Hopefully you can't hear that.
Oh, no, we're not going to be able to do it, bro. I thought we would.
Echo?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, bro, it's been freaking nuts dealing with stuff where people are coming in and selling stuff for you. Do you guys have Keegley in your market? Shout out Jamil. Because I know they'll do a great job.
Yeah, they're down here.
Keegley will do an awesome job. I think we had him out here for us.
Yeah, no, so I've never actually done business with them yet, but because I normally don't have trouble getting rid of my deals. I normally, like, most cases, bro, I try to lock it up to where I don't have that issue. So, you know, if I lock it up, and then there's certain people, like, just like New Western, where, like, you know that if they are closed on it, that you're probably leaving some money on the table. So there are some people that are like that as well. But I normally don't have an issue closing on them. There are some people that I will JV deals with, though, but it's people that I've already done business with before. So I'm just, you know, I stay with that.
Yep. And so it only took you 2 months to do a deal. You quit your job before the deal even closed.
Right.
Super impatient. How old were you at this time? You 23?
I was 23. Was it 23? I want to say 23. 23 or 24. But I left out a huge detail in that. So like I said, I quit my job before that deal even closed. So from the time I got the contract, I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm not coming back. And I had just read Think and Grow Rich. And there, when it talks about when you make that decision that this is what you're going to do and you'll never go back, like, that kept replaying in my head. Bro, the day, and, like, my parents, nobody even knows this, but when the day that deal closed, the day before that, we were like I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 days late on the rent. Literally, like, the guy was, like, knocking on the door. My girl, she's, like, crying and stuff. She don't think it's gonna work. She's like, I'm just tired because I don't know if it's gonna go through. And I'm like, it's right here. It's gonna close. Like, it's closing tomorrow. We're good. When it closed the next day, and I didn't, like, literally, I think my account was, like, negative, bro.
Yeah.
And I could, like, I wanted to get the check so that I could take pictures and everything, but I had to get the wire because when I knew the check, if I got the check, I would have to wait for it to clear. I was like, hey, yeah, I need you guys to wire it, please. And literally, when you look at it, that was exactly the amount of money that was in my account because I had nothing else before that. So that was something crazy.
Bro, so I was doing deals before. I broke off one of my own, did a deal, didn't a small deal that, like, just paid for bills, right? And so, like, before one of my biggest deals, I made like 30K on it. I remember I had to drive down to Bakersfield to get my son. And I had to ask my mom for gas money to drive to Bakersfield. I get to Bakersfield. Like I was like, Mom, I need $20. I gotta go pick up Zeno. He's like an hour and a half away. I get to Bakersfield and I ran out of gas. So I'm at the gas station. Mom, I need $20 more. Most embarrassing thing in my life. And then the next day I make 30 grand.
See,
like, bro,
that's God's plan right there. Like we can't even argue that at all. That's dope.
It was intense. And so what was your life like after you closed that deal?
After I closed the deal, what's really crazy is that even though I've never had I've never made that kind of money before, when I started my account, it really didn't seem like that much money. Like especially to like now. But it's like it's literally it didn't seem like that amount of money or that much amount of money. So when and I'm not afraid to like even say this shit because like I don't have nothing, like I have nobody I'm trying to like, prove anything to or anything like that, bro. I've literally went broke multiple times after that from not knowing what I was doing at all. Like I don't have we don't have like a lot of entrepreneurs or anything in my family like that know business, nobody. So, bro, when I like literally, I'm thinking, okay, it's on now. Bro, I start buying all these different softwares. I'm paying all these different subscriptions. I'm paying for the beast mode Podio setup, 160. I don't even have enough leads to even need a CRM. Like I'm paying for that. Like I'm sending out postcards, deal machine. I'm sending out let me go buy 1,000 bandit signs. I'm the only person to even go put them out. Like I'm doing like all this different stuff, just spending money, throwing money, thinking that it's gonna come back. I was paying for REI Rail. I'm paying all this different stuff, and money's just coming out, and I wasn't getting anything out of it. Like my second deal after that came from a referral. And like, so I'm like, man, I'm really spending. And I did that for a while, like where I was spending all this different money until it was another deal that I closed. And I was like, okay, I need to slow down. Let me just chill, get my footing, and let me realize how much of this stuff do I actually even need. So like I had to cut back a lot. Like I was literally literally I'm watching the money go down. Well, I'm still thinking we're good because like I'm doing all this good marketing. It's gonna come back. Like I'm not worried about it. And literally that was just going down. I'm throwing money here, throwing money there. And I mean, it was just a learning experience, bro. How I think it was Maxwell said it. Like, if you can't manage $1,000, you're not gonna be able to manage 10,000. It was that exact situation. But I had to learn.
Bro, we've all been there. And William, whatever you're doing, man, if you're struggling right now, just keep on pushing, bro. The deal will close. The deal is gonna close, man. You're gonna make some more money. You're gonna change your life. And yeah, I mean, I've done the same shit. We closed some fat deal. Like, okay, man, I'm gonna throw down on my Podio. I'm gonna try 5 new forms of marketing. I'm gonna do this, do that, and then your brain is because you lose focus.
Right.
It's like, why go into a bunch of stuff?
It's too much going on.
Just focus on what
I had call tools, didn't even know how to use it. I had all kind of stuff that I was just spending money on it. And I didn't even realize till I looked at the account. I'm like, damn, I spent $4,000 and I don't have anything to show for it. Like, where did the money go? So it was crazy. But I mean, we learned, and now, I am where I am now. So it all works out.
Awesome, bro. So what does your business look like now? Like what's your day look like? Like what do you do for fun? What are you doing every day?
My typical day, I'm gonna be honest, like these days, especially with like the whole pandemic going on, or since that started, but my days are kind of like all over the place. Like prior to this, I had cold callers. So really right now it's me, day-to-day operations. I basically handle all the day-to-day operations. I get a lot of help from my girlfriend, so I'm very thankful for that. And then I just have one cold caller right now. And basically I have her call. She calls 30 hours a week. Typical day, I wake up. If I don't get to the gym, I try to go to the gym every day. If I don't get to the gym by 9:30, then I won't go that day.
Yep.
Or I will wait until like the end of the day or something. Because I don't like I go for an hour. So if anything after like 10:30, I feel like I'm behind on the day. So I wish I was like this super organized person where everything was just I had these routines that I do every single day, but I can't say that I have that right now. Probably maybe in the future, but like right now I don't have that. So my day mainly consists of like follow-up calls. I'm following up after my cold caller, on following up with old leads. I'm just always making sure that we're adding new leads, fresh leads every single day to the pipeline. Um, so how I'm able to do really well here in Houston, people say it's saturated. I don't really see the competition because the amount of people that are in the business versus the amount of people that actually like know what
Do
they're
business.
doing is it's not really, yeah. So it's like they're here but they're not really here. So I don't even waste time trying to go wide because I know I'm not there yet. So how I able to do really well is I go deep. I find those properties that are, they're still in the probate, but they've been in probate for years, or just in a state of that's just been sitting there, and you got to track down all these different relatives and stuff like that. So a lot of my deals, they are messier deals, especially when it comes to title. But I know that I can get that spread that I want to on those deals. It might take a little bit longer to close, but I know I'm going to get the spread every time. And those people haven't been touched because it requires so much digging to
Yep.
actually find them. So that's most of my days spent doing that, following up or getting the things done with whatever deals I have under contract at the time. Going, doing all of that buyer showings, or going to the courthouse to get this, going to go meet with the attorney to get this into her, or whatever the case be. And aside from that, I might have a Zoom call here or there, but I mean, we're not this huge operation.
Yeah. What's going on, Troy? Troy just had a baby. Congrats, man. And he just bought a deal from Michael Butler.
Congrats, baby. It's dope.
So that's what you do. Not organized. You go to the gym every day. I think it's huge that you go deeper, not wider, and how you just kind of niche down. And I'm on the same page as you, where the market may be saturated, but there's only probably 10 legitimate people in my area who do business, and then a bunch of other people who are trying to do business.
Right. Yeah. And when you really look at that, it's like it just makes it so much easier. It's a way easier than Trump when you got so much stuff going on. So I can really focus in on, a small window of deals, but those are deals that I know if I get those to the closing table, we gonna eat. Like it's gonna be a hell of a payday. So I really like focusing on that stuff. I think because like I don't really have a desire to have, you know, 30, 40, 50 employees on running the wholesale business and this and that. Because to me, I just want to take my cash from here. I'm real big on focusing on um, buying and creating more assets, so that way I can. I'm trying, bro. I do a lot of studying. That's also takes up a lot of my day too. Is trying to figure out what I can do, what's going to yield me a medium to high return with the minimum amount of my presence having to be there 24/7. So wholesaling, that's my baby. That's my bread and butter right there. But I'm trying to find, what can I put my money in? Where can I put this cash where it's gonna grow, where it's gonna keep flipping.
And wholesaling is a high-paying job, bro. It takes a lot to scale out to a point where you aren't working.
Exactly. Yeah, high paying job. And that's like it's certain times where it literally feels like that. Like wake up like, damn, I do not want to deal with this. I do not want to deal with the title issues. Like it wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have to deal with people. I think dealing with the people and having to rely on other people, that's what makes it so stressful. If it was just me, and I was able to get stuff done, you know, then I feel like it would go a lot more smooth. But I gotta wait on this person, then I gotta wait on this person. These people, they're taking their sweet time over here. You know, we trying when we got that tunnel vision, we trying to get in and get out. And everybody else, you know, they kind of just on their own time, or they want to cause issues. It's, you know.
Yeah, man, that's rough. You got anything else for us? How can people find out about you, man?
You can follow me on Instagram, real estate checks. Really gonna start trying to be more consistent, helping a lot. I get a lot of DMs from like newer people coming in. I haven't even reached my second year yet, but I've been able to do really well. I've been around some real good people. Like I met you at Wholesaling, met a lot of real good people, and I've been able to grow around them as well. So if y'all want to reach out to me, Facebook, Dominique Allan. You want to reach out to me on Instagram, Real Estate Checks. And yeah, love to connect.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on, boss. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in.
I appreciate you having me, bro.